Gather, veterans. It's time to join the fight. The long war begins.
This is The Long War. I'm Robbie B, and joining me once again are my partners in crime, Kenny Boucher, Stephen Fore, Mike Haspil, and Sean Naden. So, what's up, guys? That's a lot of people.
One more. One more than he was used to.
I'm like, wait a minute. Okay, got it. Nailed it.
Was that a mouthful, you would say?
Hopefully it's gluten-free, whatever it is. That's all I care about.
I also have to compliment Robbie B on bringing the ultra smooth baritone voice.
Yeah, the smooth, dulcet tones of Spiky Bits.
Rob doesn't do compliments well.
I don't. Nor is that. Kenny tells me he loves me. Bomb Cyclone. Like,
Bomb Cyclone.
Are they following the
nippy?
T-shirt nippy Bomb Cyclones? Next thing you know, it's going to be Shadow Vault Cyclone Spire.
I feel like this is how
GW names the new weather.
This is GW names. We've just figured out how GW makes their names.
There it is. They're just like, pull them out of a hat. They're like, oh, it's cool.
Any new dick jokes this week? So just so I can accelerate the podcast, does anyone have a dick reference and or a poop reference?
No, it's been light for me.
It's been a light week. Yeah.
My movements have been pretty regular and not stressful.
Well, like low stress pushes, I would say.
Yep. Good. Yeah. We're having it's been good. Been watching what I eat a little bit better,
No one mailed me the chocolate dick from last episode, so that's I take that as a victory, honestly. Like I did get really nervous because I got a package from Amazon today and I opened it up and it was gummies in it. And I was like, is Amazon delivering gummy dicks now too, motherfuckers? I pulled it out and I was like, what is this? Bonnie's like, oh, I ordered gummy bears. I was like, okay.
That's weird that she would just did she pull that out of the aether? Like, I just had this feeling for like gummy candy.
I think she was fucking with me. I think she's.
Oh. Nah, I think what happened was she got high.
It was like Royal Mail. Actually, it wasn't Amazon. It was Royal Mail. So I was like, this is certainly for me. Opened it up and it was gummies. Pulled it out and it's like some British gummies that she had when she was a kid that she special ordered. And I thought for sure I got like some dude, the UK fucking dick gummied me.
I believe they called them.
Was it Jelly Babies?
It was like wine gummies or something like that.
Okay.
Gummy wines. I'm not a candy guy. I'm more of like drink too many beers in one night and pass out drunk kind of guy. And also, since I drink too much, I should not have any sugar so that I don't get diabetes.
Yeah.
Pro tip.
You have a really good hand to play there, I feel like.
I'm actually really responsible when it comes to drinking.
You are actually.
You can overindulge as much as you want as long as you don't have gummy bears. Science, bro. Like, and also the liver is the most transplantable of all organs. So it's like.
You can just cut off a little bit and it'll grow back.
Like me and Rob have the same blood type. We've already worked this out. Like.
I'm pretty sure none
his
of
liver is your backup liver.
Is true. I'm pretty sure.
I'll let you in on a little secret. I have everybody's blood type.
Oh, you have the special blood type? I know where I'm getting my backup liver.
Yep. I got the good stuff.
Could I get like a third of your liver, then grow it into like a half a liver? Then when your liver fails, you take a third of your old liver? Is that a thing?
It might be.
That sounds plausible. I'm calling it. That's leak. That is how it works, ladies and gentlemen.
I had surgery. Y'all ever had your appendix out, like almost explode inside you?
Nope. Can't say I've had appendicitis. No.
It's quite an endeavor. I went to work that day. I thought I was constipated. I was just like, you know what? I can fight through this. I'm going to go to work. I'm going to do my thing. And I get there and everything's cool and I'm doing my stuff. And then I get up to go to the bathroom to try to push one out. And I'm like,
and your intestines laying in the toilet.
And it's like, man, this feels worse. And then throughout the day, it gets progressively worse to the point I can't barely walk. And I'm like, well, okay, this is something else. We didn't get it checked out. And I go to the ER and they wheel me around and get me all scanned up and stuff. And then they're like not telling me anything. I'm just laying there for like an hour, and it's cold, you know, t-shirt nipply. And I'm like, I gotta go to the bathroom. I'm going to go. And they're like, sir, sit down, blah, blah, blah. Cause like they weren't sure if it had ruptured yet, but they didn't tell me what was happening. So like they come over and they finally tell me, they're like, hey, we're going to admit you. You got to like get your shit out in the morning and like all this stuff. It's like real. It got real. And I was like, oh, all right. Well, thank you for telling me. So they do it like laparoscopically, like with the cameras, and they go in through they make an incision. They go in through your belly.
Oh, I thought you were going to say beehole.
No. But they take pictures of it like as they're doing it. Right. And so they give me, you know, the doc comes in and sees me the next day, and he gives me the pictures and stuff. And he's like, yeah, and right here's your liver. And I'm like looking at it. I'm like all dialed in on my liver. I'm like checking it out. Like I'm holding it up to the light. Like I know what I'm looking at. I was like, and he's like, what are you doing? I was like, how did my liver look? He's like, oh, your liver looks good. Do you drink a lot? And I was like, no. I don't think that should be in the same sentence.
Nah.
And he's like, no, your liver actually looked good. I wondered if you drank.
You said like, it looked good. End of discussion. I don't want any more information than that. Don't ruin this for me, doctor.
Yeah. So yeah, that was a rough time. Don't have your appendix blow up inside of you. Pro tip.
I won't.
If it stops hurting, that's bad.
That's what I hear, because it's like 5/4 fucking done.
Yes. So I guess that counts as a poop story.
It is, because it started with I thought I had a shit and then I almost died.
Mm-hmm.
Good conclusion. And then it had a moral. It was actually like a solid narrative, like very well constructed, Rob. Best stories come from real life.
I'd click that.
I'd pay for that story. All right. So that concludes our best attempt at dick and poop jokes.
The bodily function section of the podcast.
I mean, we could rename it that, honestly. Like, then that wouldn't just like pigeonhole us into only talking about two hilarious elements of being a human.
Yeah. It's actually funny is we never actually talk about the times that we pissed ourselves.
Yeah, which is literally like every day.
Shitting ourselves, right? Like shitting ourselves is something that happens every once in a while. And like for anybody who doesn't do it, it's like, yeah, you're fucking lying. But like we all have got a good piss story, you know, right? Like,
yeah. I mean, yeah. And among other disgusting things. This is a good segment. Yeah. I'm totally in favor of this segment.
I'm not going to draw this segment out any longer, but I have an amazing, I'm talking about almost as good as my shit story. I have an amazing piss myself story that I'll save for next week. It's a humdinger.
This little kid pissed himself. My nephew pissed himself at Disney World last week. And I said to him, I pulled the full Adam Sandler. I was like,
no shit.
Pissing your pants is the coolest.
It's the coolest.
It's the coolest.
I piss my pants.
I piss my pants all the time. Yeah. I must be Miles Davis.
So when you just like dump your soda on yourself, you're like, yep, I just pissed myself right now.
No, I'd be committed. I would IRL piss myself.
Yep.
I only use the soda dumping move when I'm trying to conceal that I've pissed myself.
What's that smell? I don't know. It's not me.
Oh shit, like I spilled 20 ouncer.
Yep. Cheer wine all over myself. You don't even drink cheer wine. It was someone else's. They spilled it on me.
just come after you crotch first and knock your cheer wine out of your hand.
Yeah.
All right. There's a tangent. Rob, Rob and Haspil save us.
Up to Rob.
It's Tabletop Marketplace.
Oh, yeah. Tabletop Market Watch. Yeah. So, hey, guess what? Games Workshop's got new releases. Go figure. Shadow Spear. I have to pause as I say it because it sounds like everything else they make and I get confused. Shadow Spear will be out this week if you need those dope Chaos and Phobos miniatures. Phobos.
I love a good hobo armor.
Yeah, got to get that hobo armor. You can pick those up for $175. And I think I didn't want to be too negative about this, but apparently due to overwhelming demand, I guess they had promised out 20 sets of each of the data cards to stores. And apparently stores are only getting 5 sets of data cards for the box set as kind of an exclusive pre-order kind of type deal. But they didn't really tell stores that how many they were getting at first. They didn't really it wasn't very clear from the beginning. And then so they kind of took it back. But from everybody I talked to, they were just I didn't know what it was in the first place. So I didn't really promise anything to anybody anyways.
It's horseshit. It's horseshit. It's just like when GW printed the wrong warlord traits in the Space Wolf Codex. Instead of saying, yo, oh my goodness, I'm sorry. Let me give a voucher out. Let me give something. It's just we'll give you a free download. Wait a second. You're not giving me shit. You are finally reimbursing me as the consumer for something, right? So that's exactly what happened with the stores. Now as being a GW retailer, in all reality, in a lot of instances, they are a shit business trying to deal with. They literally don't care about their consumer. And that's exactly what we got here. GW is yep, this is all. We're going to do some cool shit for everybody. Oh, more people bought it? Never mind. Just kidding. Everybody gets 5. It's a pullback, and they shouldn't have done it.
This actually happens a lot more than you would think. Actually, with they have these different pots, and y'all remember that lawsuit where that crazy Florida guy was trying to sue them for $62 million or whatever. He'd had some solid points in his complaint, and one of them was how they kind of seem to have buckets of availability. Whereas you have the online bucket of availability for their web store, and you have the trade bucket for availability. And a lot of times the next week, things might, this is available, which means in speculation terms, it didn't sell that well online. Let's see if trade will buy some more of it. Or, oh no, we're out of stock of that. It all sold online. They have no backup sort of thing. So they kind of juggle the buckets a lot, from what I understand and what I've observed between the.
So it's
it's the ultimate safety net.
So number one online sales, because that's the highest margins, right? So
right.
If it's selling really well, then they keep moving it from the trade bucket to there, and
yep.
I mean, absolutely. There's
no cap. There's no anything.
It's scummy for sure.
Scummy as shit. There's not, especially when you say they're community first, and then simultaneously us as individuals, right, as talking individuals, we get reamed by the 40K lovers who say, oh, I can't believe you guys think GW's out to make a profit. Legitimately daily business moves are made to potentially take away from the consumer, and put it over back to make them in the green, right, on a business move. It is what it is, but don't think that we're not going to call people out on it. It's shady, right? I own businesses. When I sell cheeseburgers, I don't say to myself, damn, I only have 20 left. I could actually just sell these cheeseburgers for more, or I could limit this and this. There's no, you're trying to market more off of what you've already promised out.
It's really, they're getting better at certain things, but at the end of the day, they're a business with sales reps, and the sales reps, I'll be honest, what they expect from their sales reps, their trade sales reps, the folks that are on the front lines calling the stores, is a little bit impossible. I'm supposed to call, I've heard this from the rep. I'm supposed to call all my accounts and talk to every one of them every week. And I have 60 some accounts. So if you do the math on talking to 60 different accounts during a 40-hour week for X amount of time, it becomes a really unrealistic number, and go to training and key in people's orders. Because remember, as a store, you can't just put your order in and have it fulfilled. You have to email it to your dude, and your dude sits there or lady and keys it in. And a lot of times they fat finger things.
I have a calculator.
Okay.
Well, so you can't spend more than 1.5 hours per account per week.
So
between trying to get a hold of them, actually getting them on the phone, actually keying in the order, and actually doing normal shoot the shit stuff that you have to do to maintain friendly relations, you can't spend more than 1.5 hours of your time and energy in any way, whatever that energy is, per account per week.
Yo, do you know how many days, and this is real facts, try to call in an order. I need to place an order. Do you know that there will be days where we will call 7, 8, 9 times? I'm actually getting mad thinking people aren't calling to put in orders. I'm like, what is going on? I'm getting mad at the rep. I'm getting mad. I'm like, we literally just want to buy a product. No one is available for us to call.
Yeah, we spent 1.5 hours on you that week.
Literally on Wednesday. But no, this is the crazy part. Is like, right. So like, I'm trying to get a hold on Sunday, right? While like we email, we have no confirmation on Monday. We start calling all day Monday, start calling all day Tuesday. Finally on Wednesday, we are slotted, probably based off your math, slotted for like response time.
It's
and
possible.
Maybe now, right, we might get our shit in on Friday or Monday of the following week. But in all reality, it looks a lot of times as if, we didn't call it, we didn't this. And it's like, I mean, it's their priority of who they have, which accounts are better. I mean, it's
and absolutely ridiculous. Like a sales rep. If I was a sales rep, I would also have my buckets. If we're using the bucket theory, I would have to have my like 100%. If it's 1.5 hours per order or per account or per account per week, I might shade those numbers.
Yeah,
based on
you get 20 minutes.
Yeah, and you might be in my 20-minute bucket.
Yeah, like who do I know does a good job, and I don't have to worry. I don't have to call them up and like get them, pester them to restock their shelves. Okay, I'm not even going to call them this week. It's a squeaky wheel that always gets the grease, right? But there's a lot of stuff. Like I don't know the pay structure. I don't know if it's commission. I've heard horror stories from Alliance, from ACD, from all the distributors out there, GTS, Southern, everybody. Sales reps. They're good and the bad. It's all about the leadership and the middle level management. But I mean, it's
like you can only imagine. Yeah. And like, I'll get off this rant too, but like you can only imagine GW not only has they mastered in their minds, but they promote single person stores.
Well, that's
literally,
that's their own.
That's their module, right? Like a single person shop. So you can only imagine that if the same shop, the same structure company-wise is down to run and promote and understand that that's the bare minimum that they can do as a loss leader, right, as a single-person store, that's got to how it be the rest of their business and organization is run. Like the rest of their sales team can only imagine like they're not going to overstaff when it comes to marketing and sales. Like they've already established that marketing and sales equals one person in a store that has to shut the store down when they take a lunch.
And you're going to go further. You can be like, they're also just looking for those single stores. Just like any platform, any social media platform like YouTube or Twitch, like you've got like, 1% of all the content creators making all the money for the platform. And then the fact that other people get to use the platform is an afterthought. So it's kind of similar where like you can find that one store that puts a $10,000 order in every Monday, and then like all you do is focus on those. So it's like it's singular to the singular to the singular. Like, and then at the end of it, all the way at the top of their pyramid with these buckets and everything else, we're just pushing them to online sales. Because even if we kind of fuck our little dudes over and they're not getting restocked, those guys are either going to go to the big store or they're just going to come back to our website. So it's like, it's starting to kind of like fit in. I never really thought about it before you guys were talking about it. I'm like, I was like, that's kind of scummy. I'm like, I'm going to elevate that slightly in my mind.
Yeah. So it's come into a fanboy. Like when you decide to put like a large tattoo on your body of a Warhammer, insignia, and you've been playing for 18, 20 plus years and you're like, I'm a fanboy. Like my goal and one of my life, stretch goals was to be a store owner, a parts store owner, or anything else like that, and be able to be talking and playing 40K at the highest level, right? Like, and then so to get embedded, right where I am, to then find out that the love, the passion, the everything else that I've felt for years and years is like getting dumpster fired by the ultimate like company of this. I mean, it even goes down to like they want to promote. Like, man, there's so many things. I'm gonna shut up. I promise. There's so many things that is so frustrating. With even like their new campaigns that they just did for Kill Team Arena, brand new campaigns. You're like, oh shit! Like the rep is like, yo, you've got to have this. We're getting this to all the stores. Like this is so sick. It's really gonna promote all the this and this and blah blah blah. And we're like, all right, cool, And he's a salesman. But like as he was selling it, right? Like this is something that they will do for everyone. right? Like this is something that they put together that they're going to give out. They literally charged every store like $100 for a bullshit box for Kill Team to start a league, right? Like what a waste of $100. I've never wasted $100 quick. I'd rather go to the store and buy scratch offs than the shit that they sent. That as we were being pitched it was a free promotion to like get their game going and get it promoted and this and that. So either way, I love still anybody who thinks like, oh, you just hate GW. I just spent $1,000 in their minis last month, right? Like I will continue to passionate people speak passionately.
There's a lot of gatekeepers, so to speak, at their company that are tasked with doing things that are businessy and necessary, and there's a lot of very talented and creative folks that are responsible for designing the minis, communicating with the folks online, which I don't envy because we got to do it here at Spiky Bits. And as you can imagine, that's a very exciting job. And I do have a folder of all the haters. I love to collect them like Pokemon. But there's a lot of very talented, creative people that both create the games and create the miniatures that we love so much. But there's also the gatekeepers at their company that, whether it's the middle level management, whether it's the folks, scouring the web and doing certain things, it's just like any company out there, unfortunately. So you can be happy in one hand and sad in another for some of their business policies. But overall, the hobby is strong and it's definitely growing at an exponential rate.
I want you to talk about hater Pokemon cards.
Oh, dude, I got the best hater Pokemon cards.
Do you think that GW keeps a folder of hater Pokemon cards? I'd be really interested in seeing that folder.
Well, honestly, I don't think so, just because of the amount of turnover they have at their company. I mean, we've seen since Warhammer Community's been a thing, I think I don't know, but I think they hire these people on contracts and they choose to either not renew or people just straight up quit. And when I know a couple of instances of that, I've seen a lot of different names on their article titles, which you guys can't see on the back end when they publish articles, but I can see the actual authors of their articles, and they change pretty frequently. So they're going through some people. I'm not sure if they keep them or if they just move up and around in the company. I know eventually you kind of get to this point where you can't go any higher, or else you're knocking at the big money table.
I just want to see like if I was on their list, and I want to know like if I want to know what rarity level would I have? I'm pretty common, so like I would assume I was a basic.
I mean, we don't go to their website and talk shit to them and start Facebook hater groups, and like there's no point. I'd rather spend my energy building up the hobby and promoting things than being negative about the company, even though
Haspil, let's write a hater Pokemon CCG. And then let's get some evolutions in there, like how you evolve your haters and how do you evolve your hate.
Oh, that'd be good.
Trigger words.
Trigger, yeah, like 2000, the 2000 aughts, like this is how we hate, and now this is how
It's a really interesting company, but it's not. And I've always said this too, and we've seen this recently, and I think Juice kind of hit on it with the Kill Team thing. Like they just previewed Kill Team Elites. Like I feel like we're jumping the shark a little bit with Kill Team, and what it boils down to in my mind is skirmish. GW traditionally fumbles the effing ball on skirmish level games. They just can't get it right unless there's a board, a 3-dimensional board like Underworlds or Blood Bowl, or now we got Kill Team Arena, and I'm not sure how good that's going to do. But any other skirmish level thing, they try to treat it like one of their brand games and just keep drilling in expansion after expansion. And now we're seeing that with Kill Team, with this Kill Team Elite thing. And now they're going to put custodes in there. Yeah, I don't know how you're going to manage that. Yeah. So it's like, now you're doing this niche within a niche within a niche. Hey, do you want to play Kill Team? Sure, I want to play Kill Team. What Kill Team would you like to play? Let's play Kill Team Commanders because I want to bring my Brewlord. Or let's play Kill Team Elite so I can bring a squad of Terminators or my Custodes. Like, it's already so hard to find games at game stores, and now they're like they're really
compartmentalized.
Yes, that word. Now they're already doing that. But the exact opposite is true for the games like Privateer and the smaller skirmish games. They start out and they're like, yeah, you only need this many models to play this game. And we got all these dope rules, just like Juice was saying earlier. This is great. Play this game. And it's all awesome. And it goes for years. And they have all these releases. And eventually it bloats and bloats and bloats. And then it hits that 2.0 status. And then they're like, oh, crap. We just became a GW level game. We don't know how to do this. And then they try to reboot. And then it's like, Fumblia, what is going on? I don't know. Privateer, X-Wing, Balafo even. Like, they're all in this like weird gray shadow
based on
realm
everything
right
you said,
now.
GW is doing it better.
No. Skirmish is done better by the independents. Skirmish level without a board is done better.
How's Privateer Press doing?
They are not doing good right now. They are not doing good. They said they were going to go direct. They're like, hey, we're going to go direct. So there's barely anything in distro, and their direct terms are like worse than their distro. I want to say their distro was 50% margin, and now they're direct. Like if you're a store and you got to order from them, it's like 20 or 25, which makes absolutely no sense when everybody's given a 15% discount because they mandated the map pricing. So
do you know it's not like, meh. I'm going to be quiet again so we don't go back on a tangent. So I don't so negative. There's zero margins and everybody out there is like, oh, what kind of discount you give me? It's like, oh, what the store that you're playing at is literally about to shut down because everybody wants to buy online, and a lot of the times, a lot of the stuff that people want is literally mail order only.
Direct. Yep.
Right. Direct order only. And the shit that is good, people, they just keep adding to that, to the list, right, of what is direct order only.
Supposedly Primaris are direct now. I haven't verified it, but I've heard that from. It
takes longer as a store owner to get than it's not next day, right, or same week. It's literally like 14 days, and the margins are absolute shit. So either way.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, Wizards just dropped the bomb on all their stores.
No,
like yesterday.
Not again. Come on.
Oh, yeah. So Wizards is changing the WPM network. There used to be 4 levels. Now there's 2. You're either a 0 or a 1 in their opinion, from what I was reading. To be the 1, which they've already pre-selected their stores, but you can apply if you think you meet the levels that they require.
Man, this is some Twitch partnership affiliate shit right here.
After Wizards sold out to fucking Amazon, they're dead to me, man. Like that's so frustrating as well.
But wait, you tell me how you feel about these requirements to be a premier or premium school,
to be Neo in the Matrix.
Yes, to be the winner store. You have to meet certain levels for like recruitment. I forget the exact monikers. Engagement and tickets. They call them tickets now. That's tournament entries. It's just like the online. They're trying to mirror the online. You have to send them your last 60 days of sales records for their product by UPC, SKU number, transaction, time stamped, straight up. Like
what?
So you have to have like one of the most advanced point of sale systems to track all these things.
Give them this information.
You have to give them this information. You have to tell them, you have to go a video walkthrough of your store again, even though you've probably already applied and you're probably already on. Yeah. You have to give them the square footage of all your tables, a breakdown of all the tables in your store, not just card tables, like anything else you have in there, like everything. You have to like break it down for them and submit it to them. And here's the thing. You don't even know what you're going to get. They don't even tell you. They're going to like, well, we're going to throw some like exclusive events and promos your way. Like, oof. I don't know, man. You do get more promos because they're doing these new promo packs and they got like super shinies and stuff in them, which sound really cool. And I'm sure a lot of folks are going to be really stoked to get them, but it's very, very vague and innocuous. And for
dumpster fire.
for the amount of work you got to put into it, you got to really want that premium store status. Straight
Dumpster
up.
fire. Hot garbage.
But yeah, so there's a lot of stuff going on. There's a lot of macro, real big events happening right now across every game store's, worldview. And it's be patient with your game stores is all I'm saying. Because there's a lot going on right now.
Show some love to those game stores, man.
Absolutely.
Like that, because the big guys ain't doing them any favors. Do you want to transition into talking about Adepticon?
Oh, I haven't even done Tabletop Market Watch. Hold on.
That wasn't Tabletop Market Watch?
No. So coming out next week,
That sounded
new
like
corn,
sounded like a meat and potatoes, huh?
That was retail rants with Rob and Juice.
I love it. Retail rants with Rob and Juice. I love it.
That might be the sickest off the cuff liner Rob has ever given. And come back next week because part 2, Rob and Juice it's going down.
I'll try to have something to bring to the table by then. So Demons of Corn, Skulltaker got a new model. He's $35. He looks sick. Really, really well done model. Well sculpted.
The most Warhammer model ever.
Absolutely. He's even got the Slayer sword. He always had the Slayer sword, but it looks even better now. The Bloodmaster, which is the new Herald, he looks good too. He's 25. Demons of Corn Fleshhound. So it's that set that was in Wrath in Rapture for $50. Karanak, $35. The new Battle Tome, $40. The War Scroll cards for the Blades of Corn, $25. The Skull Altar is $35. Like we said, it's probably the same size as the what's that tree? The Nurgle tree. That's always up to no good.
Feculent Normal.
That's it. Those are the words. And the Judgments of Corn as well for $35. If you're into the lores, if you're a lore master, the Horus Heresy Siege of Terra Solar War Book 1 hardback novel, $80. Web store exclusive only. And the limited edition Blades of Corn Battle Tome as well. FFG also, if you're into Space Curves, the new, what is it? Superstar Destroyer, the Executor is on pre-order now. I think it's like $199.
How big is that thing?
It looks really big. If you are familiar with the ISD itself, it's 2 of the large ship stands with an insert between them. So it's like this big. I don't know. It's like a foot long, maybe more.
Yeah.
It looks pretty big. And there was something else that was also coming out. 40K Munchkin came out last week for $29.99. 168 cards and a board to track your levels on.
Obviously, a top seller at all stores. It's an amazingly fun game.
Yep.
Now I'm done. That was that was your Tabletop Market Watch.
I mean, I'm shocked. That was some serious content. Ooh. Got my brain. I mean, like that one hamster I got in there, he normally doesn't do anything. He is taking some steps.
You're going to have to trade him out soon for another hamster.
I mean, his little heart can't take it. But Adepticon 2019, just 2 short weeks. First big announcement I have personally is I am actually going now. I think we mentioned last week and a few weeks before and a couple other publications that we have that I couldn't go. Things have changed and I'll be there. And I'm looking forward to being a part of the Long War Doubles. And it is going to be big. I think last count, we had about 240 registered players. Was that correct, Rob?
I think it's 241-ish. But yes.
241. So we're going to do a quick rundown on like some of the things you guys need to know. It is the doubles event. You already registered. There's probably a wait list. We don't have access to it. So if you're looking to get on a wait list, you're probably just going to have to show up on the day of, which is how we've historically done it. And we'll try to fit you in as people don't show up. Rob,
do you try to get on it though, because they have an organized wait list. All the TOs go to this place.
On it with their web card is closed.
Yeah, you can't even do anything on their website right now. It's like fucking.
Oh, never mind. I apologize.
No, I tried to
we
close
as tournament organizers have a place to check in and get our official rosters and wait lists and all that this year.
I also have one quick question. In a doubles event, How do we have 241 people signed up?
I was going to let that go. We all were going to let it go.
I said 240. He said 241.
There might be as many as 242.
It's somewhere in between 240.
I want you to know that was the epitome of low-hanging fruit. We're just going to let Rob.
Serious questions. No, it's true.
He goes in on serious.
That's right.
Classic shot. So, but the moral of the story is there's a lot of motherfuckers. All right.
There's
And
a lot of
motherfuckers.
Even or odd, it doesn't matter.
More people than we were counting on, and we're going to be there in force. We are still calling out to the community to volunteer. We put out a couple of Facebook posts. If you want to volunteer and you have a passion or a flair for theme and hobby in this game, swing by the event. The event's on Friday. We've been looking for some help around 1 p.m. And if you can come by and you can help us, the rubrics will be there. You'll just report to Rob Baer and he'll organize you guys and help us get these hobby scores in as accurately as possible with true passion and love. We also, Rob, I believe you said you were going to you got a registration form you were working on. What was going on there?
There's a survey that went out to all the team captains for you to reply back to with your team name, your partner's name, I think something else.
That's it.
And
I don't care about
sure.
factions. Well, yep. All I really care about is your captain's name, your partner's name, your team name. That's literally it.
I think that's everything that's on the survey. So that closes on the 22nd. Please fill it out. It'll help us get everybody loaded into the software because we're not using BCP for this one because they haven't developed the extra scoring in there yet, but they should for Bay Area Open.
They assure me Bay Area Open, assuming we can get that going. But yes, that's important. Check your emails. If you're listening to this podcast and you're coming to the Long War Doubles, check your spam folder, whatever email you use to register. It might be your secret email. Log into their secret email. Filter through all the porn ads. Find the survey from the Long War Doubles.
FindLongSwag.com.
Right under longwar.net.
And if you're the teams that don't listen to this podcast, then somehow find this information.
Yeah. Then
Somehow
obviously you
feel
don't
me
chew
through
big
the-
red.
Also, just a quick callback to the Piss Your Pants segment. Somebody did use a Talladega reference and said, I'm still wearing my dirty pee pants. So that was actually in the comments. So now we do have a Talladega Night reference.
There it is.
So clutch. So also other important notes. The event is scheduled 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. in the main hall on Friday. We're asking people to be there as early as possible, man. We're going to probably be down there literally as soon as they open the doors and let us in. We're probably going to be down there.
Yeah, I think we're aiming for 9 so we can first ice at 10. So
yeah, like we're trying to do first ice at 10. I mean, like literally the second they let us in there, we'll be available. And especially if you're trying to get in there and you haven't gotten on the wait list, you're probably going to want to be there first because it's order who showed up first. I'm going to sit you guys down. That's literally the wait list. That's how we've done it for years now. We also have a table, which should be front and center as you walk into the main hall. You won't be able to miss us. So we're trying to do some pre-regging on Thursday. Is that the
Thursday night?
Thursday night at the booth, probably.
Singles. Yep.
So that's probably late. That's probably past 9 p.m. But we'll have people there. We're going to be we're going to be selling a new promotion you guys have probably heard of by now. We are selling lifetime memberships to the Hall of Veterans at a reasonable rate. And I think shirts are on the table as well.
You get a free t-shirt.
Get a free
t-shirt.
And
don't apologize if you're getting a 3X. It's only $1 more for us. So it's okay.
We'll be out there hustling, trying to get that money, but also you can swing by, say hi, get a selfie, get an autograph if that's something that you care about.
So make sure, please, ladies and gentlemen, when you're playing with us, make sure that you do your best and come by on Thursday night. Do not poo-poo and say, I'll just get there in the morning. If you have access and if you are in the building, if you don't arrive until Friday morning, that's what it is. Come harass us Thursday night and pre-register. It's exactly what happens with if you're playing in the Adepticon Man team event. Friday night, they start pre-registration. The pre-registration starts at like 8 a.m. and they always try to come in and there's a big long line because we're having to hassle through, our doubles event and that. So this concept of pre-registering is not something new. We're not breaking the game. Follow suit. Hey. Thursday night, you pre-register for Friday's event. Friday night, you pre-register for Saturday's event. It's that simple.
Yep. Even 20 names helps us, which I'm hoping to get more.
Yep.
Rob just had a catastrophe in his Beats Lab. I just heard.
Last thing, if anybody comes up to the front desk first thing Friday morning and saying it's 10:10, why haven't we started yet? You might get cussed out. Preemptive. We've had that happen before. Don't do it.
Can confirm.
Can confirm, right?
Yeah, and obviously, the earlier you can get in on that Friday morning and be in the hall and be ready to start is better, because there are going to be some glitches when a team like goes out drinking Thursday night and doesn't show up, and they're pre-registered, so we think they're there. So, show up and be on time.
That's a true story. Also, I think there's going to be some other little promotions going on, because remember, Adepticon is something we talk about a lot. It's the biggest show in town, still to date, the absolute biggest miniature hardcore convention there is. I think that you guys are running a couple of tactics classes and seminars. I think there's still some spots left, even though I couldn't access the website.
Well, the web card is down. I think our basics class is full and has a wait list. So I'm sure we can squeeze those people in based on chairs. If you're on the wait list, show up. We'll try to figure out, make that work. And then our advanced class, which I can't remember the exact time, but they're both Wednesday night. I think we're in there 6 to 11 or something like that between the two classes. And the advanced class still has some spots open.
Yeah, that's what I saw in there. I tried to get on a wait list myself because I didn't think I was going. So currently Kenny's not playing the game. So maybe I'm going to jump in there and get some advanced tactics. Maybe, let's be real, I'll probably do some basic tactics. But I will be bringing my army. And I do feel like while all my compatriots are out there smashing it in the singles, I might be trying to float around, trying to get some games in with some audience members, and we'll probably be bringing the camera. So maybe we can get a couple of old school guerrilla battle reports. Remember those?
I love that, Kenny, because
I think we're all on the wait list currently. I'm not even on the wait list, but I will be showing up with my army as well. And if I can't get into the singles, maybe we will both be roaming the halls.
Oh,
absolutely.
I have 2 people's worth of Titanicus models.
If I'm not playing in singles, Rob, I promise you that I will play Titanicus with you.
Yeah.
It's happening.
We might get half a year of guerrilla battle reports, dude.
Right now. So that's happening on potentially Thursday, our double event on Friday, and then Saturday. Guess who isn't playing in the team event? The 4-man team. Most of us. And I am actually going to make myself available. The details are yet to come, but if you sign up at a certain time for the year-long membership, I'm gonna make myself fully available on Saturday at our booth to play 1,000-point games slotted throughout the day for anybody who wants to jump in there. So you can actually hit up any one of us. We'll have all that details.
Yeah, literally our paywall. Not to pump paywalls, but good as that. If you give us that money on our paywall, and you get that lifetime membership and that shirt, you get a free 1-on-1 1,000-point tactics game with my man Juice on Saturday.
I feel like we are actually. It's not our paywall. We're actually paying y'all at this point.
I mean, it doesn't feel that way to me.
But yeah, don't do that. I can't afford that.
Well, someone's got to buy our drinks this weekend because hotel costs prolific.
Truth.
But no, literally, that's a big announcement, guys. I know that was a mouthful, but it is the thing that's going to be discussed the most up until tournament day. I think we only have one more show to do before we hit the road, right? I think because you're out there Tuesday, Rob. We're all flying Wednesdays, I think.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. So I guess that Wednesday we won't be. So I guess we won't be streaming. Oh, we won't be the 27th.
No, we just had next week. Yeah, just next week.
Yeah, so just next week.
Shout out Tim and Wyatt. They're actually Tim's picking us, Wyatt and I, up from the airport, and we're riding in. Should be, if anybody's around the Adepticon area. What's the name of the Hyatt? In the Hyatt Regency?
I think we're in the Westin.
The Westin, whatever it is. About 1 o'clock, we should be touching down inside the hotel.
Don't go to the Hyatt. I repeat, we won't
Do not go to the Hyatt Regency. We will actually not be there. Maybe.
We'll be there. Okay, that was a lot of not concept but necessary things we had to say. We're going to take a quick commercial break. I think Gamma is breaking right now, so we're going to try to do some Inception level shit and bring the hottest, newest information to you guys here. Finally, the Long War swag is here. LongWarSwag.com, the official home of Long War merchandise. We've got a range of merchandise exclusive to the Long War brand, next level painting and spiky bits. Definitely log in today while supplies lasts. And we're back. Apparently we had our dates twisted with Gamma. Time zones are hard. But we do have that new Lord Discordant. I believe I said that correct. Sean?
Yep. Beautiful model.
So I saw it today. First thing, I assumed it was that a today release?
Maybe that was the Gamma from last night.
3 a.m. their time. I mean,
I thought it was a clever Photoshop kit bash at first when I saw the first picture.
Yeah,
meme, perhaps.
it looks like Balasarius Call on top of 2 Balasarius Calls.
Yeah.
Like might be one of the sickest models that GW's ever produced.
It is a what is it? Is it a Warpsmith riding on a like Baller Fiend mount for all intents and purposes. If you're familiar with your chaos terms.
It's like a mini Mauler Fiend, yeah. Like,
Did you just say Baller Fiend?
A Baller Fiend. How have I
Baller Fiend?
How have I been playing Mauler Fiends for this many years? Is my kindred spirit never come to understand that I could have just been saying
Baller. Yep, that just happened.
God,
Freaky Bobby, shake and bake.
That phrase is trademarked, not to be used outside.
Not to be used in anything else.
But yeah, this model it's got everything. It's dynamically posed. It's got a marine. It's got a monster. It's got fabric. It's got tentacle parts. It's got metal parts. It's got like every kind of thing you would want in a model. It's amazing.
Big ass spear that also looks like a sword.
Yeah. Guns that don't seem like they should belong where they are, and just like it's just cool. It's just like everything you want from a 40K model.
It's got a Vigilus stratagem and Vigilus 2. That's the Magic Man. Now you see me. Now you don't.
Damn, that's a stupid name.
You're just mad you didn't come up with it.
You're right. You're right.
Somebody's in the chat's calling him He-Man and Battle Cat.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh,
I dig that.
Absolutely. No, it's sick, bro. Like, here's the thing.
It was Wyatt.
Oh,
Wyatt said that.
Classic.
oh yeah. Wyatt always comes up with some humdingers.
He's good. He's good. No, it's a sick ass model. It's super tight. It's like, Obliterator, Swole Obliterators came out. They're the sickest thing ever. The new Abaddon, sickest thing ever. And they're all sick, right? So what it comes down to is how many points, but more importantly, how many wounds.
Yeah, absolutely. Because as we see in a lot of these chaos releases, are they a character with too many wounds so they can't hide? Like Magnus, Mortarion, and other characters in other armies like Hive Tyrants. Hive Tyrants don't have all that heat anymore because you can't hide the characters. And
everyone's got enough guns to deal with them. So It's great to have this cool new guy, but I have faith, and here's why. Because they used the term Mauler Fiend multiple times in the article, or at least once in the article. And they said that it's kind of like a Warpsmith, or like, what is it? What was the descriptor they gave us? It was pretty cool. I'm going to butcher it.
Hellstalker?
Sure. You want me to read it straight up?
Yeah, read me the straight up.
This is the Lord Discordant, a new HQ choice for chaos armies that combines the might of a Mauler Fiend, the wisdom of a Warpsmith, and the leadership of a Chaos Lord into one deadly package.
Yes. So that gives me hope.
That phrase right there that was said, I feel like you're an English major. That's actually not a bartending degree behind you. Yeah. That is the actual piece of paper that says you're good at English, because that was amazing.
Bartending college. That's what I thought it was, but now I'm starting to doubt that. But that's what gives me hope. I think it's going to be essentially a Demon Prince equivalent. Okay. Cause like, that's kind of, he's on a Mauler Fiend for sure, but it's a skinnier, daintier Mauler Fiend. I think it's going to be a 10-inch moving Demon Prince that doesn't have the fly keyword, that has a bunch of cool close combat attacks, but it's not like 7 attacks that hit on 2s, reroll 2s, everything. Like, it's not going to be that. It's going to be, he's going to have an eclectic array of attacks. He's going to have like punchies, tentacles, and sword attacks. He has this really cool assortment of attacks. that crossed over the spectrum, but I think he might actually be 8 wounds. 7 to 6. I think he's going to have a 2 up, 5 up because Warp Smith got that 2 up save. And I think he is going to be an interesting support character. That's my hope. But also I think that that's accurate because they did leak one of his abilities, and it's an aura.
It's pretty sick. His aura has 2 different profiles, right, Sean?
Yeah, there's 2 different effects. The aura of Discord, subtract 1 from hit rolls for attacks made by vehicle units while they were in 6 inches of any enemy models with this ability. So it's worded weird, right? That first part. So this affects your opponent's vehicles when they're 6 inches from this model. Yeah. And then in addition, add 1 to hit rolls for attacks made by Legion Demon Engines units while they are within 6 inches of any friendly Legion models with this ability. So that tells you that it's a Legion model. It's going to have a Legion rules, and any of your matching Legion Demon Engines are going to get +1 to hit.
Which is an awesome special rule because that's not very common in the world of Space Marine stuff. I think it's a good Band-Aid because here's the thing. It is very specific. Its focus is very tight, right? Because it is. Did you guys see how I did my focus is very tight?
Oh, I was watching.
It is only targeting demon engines. There's not that many of them. There's only a few types, but they almost all across the board hit on 4s, which sucks.
Dumpster fire. You actually, so this guy gives so many of these models play because traditionally what happens is a lot of models that hit on 4s or 5s or whatever the case may be, they get the orc treatment. They get the Tau treatment, right? They're like, even though you think yourself Tau, it shoots a lot. Well, it really doesn't. It's just everything basically in the army is ballistic skill 4. Everything in the orc army is ballistic skill 5. So that's why they have such a wide breadth of shots, right? So these Chaos Forge Fiends and Fire Raptors with the Hades autocannons and all these things have a ridiculous amount of shots compared to normal, is because it kind of helps makes up for the fact that they hit on 4s. Now you're saying that you can overcome that with this one model to hit back on the good number, which is a 3, and then you can very easily get an Apostle or anybody or Lord or anybody else around to give you a reroll 1s bubble.
Yeah, 74-point Lord, reroll 1s, you're going to take it anyway, right?
For real.
But reroll 1s on a 4 to hit is pretty not good. But 3, that's super good. And so that's really interesting to anybody out there who's got mad love for Forge Fiends like I do. They've got the Hades autocannons. They've got the ectoplasma cannons. That's sick. Now they can have 3s reroll 1s. Yo, I mean, game changer. Mother Fiends, I love them. They have 10 attacks with lash potentials. You get auto 6 with strength 6 neg 2, and then you get like 4 dreadnought close combat attacks. But they hit on 4. They all hit on 4s. So I've run that dude in the 5 Primaris, being like, well, at least I'm gonna kill all these guys. Nope, didn't. He made a save. You know,
kill shit.
So this guy can fill a lot of roles for someone who wants to play some traditional chaos. And then the thing I really love about it is we got Forge World units too that are demon engines, decimators. And they hit on 3s naturally. So now you can get some really powerful elements out of Forge World, demon engine wise, C beams, soul burners, maybe just close combat attacks and getting up to hitting on 2s, reroll 1s. It is a pretty exciting rule that does have a narrow focus, which is what I hope, GW, and I have faith in you, that this man, and you will understand the need for this man to be sub 10 wounds.
Yeah, because what's a Warp Smith wounds right now? Are they 4? Or 4 or 5? Most mounts are only adding 1 or 2. This is a big mount. So, and you can see in a lot of their models that size matters to them. Size means more wounds a lot of times. But I don't think the profile is that much bigger than some mounts. So it's even if it adds 4 wounds, it takes them to 9. That's still that sweet spot. You know, the problem is if GW looks at it and goes 10. Right, just that one number more.
My big fear, Sean, is they're going to say, they said Malafine. I was like, they're going to do 12 plus 4 because that's my big fear. It's like, well, Malafine's 12 wounds and he's 4. Let's put him together.
No, but it's 16. a lot. It looks a lot smaller than a Malafine.
So if they did 16, the thing is, my problem. The reason I'm hung up on that number though, Sean, is because they're like, oh, we'll just give him a shitload of wounds. He's basically unkillable. They don't know how their game works.
Yeah.
And then the Castellan looked at him and
he gone. And like, to be honest,
He
like
don't.
profile, yeah, if that profile, like it's not even the Castellan anymore, like a Crusaders, right? Like, I mean, there's so many things that can just put down wounds that, can't be more than toughness 7, right? Like toughness 7, 2 up,
If
5
they go
up,
the six,
16
if they go the over 10 wounds route, he'll be T7 just like a Malafine. He'll probably have a 2 up, 5 up because Smith.
Again,
I would hope this model is T6.
T6.
Like you said, 8 wounds seems reasonable for him. I would even say I'd be happy as a Chaos player with 7 wounds.
I would take literally 7 wounds. Super happy.
T6, 8 wounds. Put it down.
I think they're just going to clone him. I think it's a plug and play. It's like a Demon Prince. Like he's going to T6, 8 wounds, literally reasonably speed profile, provides an interesting buff for the army and aura. He's not a psyker. Right. So he's got guns. So I think it's like a plug and play. I can reasonably see this guy if he just has the autocannon and the flamer, no psychic powers.
Rob,
I could see him being literally just 180 points.
Is his base the same size base as a chariot?
So it's kind of hard to tell exactly what size his base is from cursory work.
They have so many different oval sizes now. It's really
and
hard.
They're inventing them too. So he's bigger than a dreadnought or dread knight base, bigger than a flyer base. Okay. He looks to be on an oval, like a Night Titan, or excuse, yeah.
You think it's bigger than the flyer base?
I think it's differently shaped than the flyer base, so it could be a 105 oval,
like those new orc buggy bases.
Dude, here it is. I was trying to skirt around a new thing. So what did we just see that the orc book just got? Buggies. What do we just saw with the new GSC? They just got new buggies. This is going to be on that goddamn buggy base, right?
150 oval then, if that's what it is.
This dude is going to be 8 wounds up to 6.
Yeah, because it means he's going to be a lot smaller than the picture shows him to be too.
So then they'll price him like an orc buggy, like 140-ish.
Demon Prince. I'm standing by. He's fucking 180 points, like Demon Prince of Wings.
And I would love to get this model without the rider and be a playable unit as well. And hopefully maybe if it's not even a first release, then that comes out later where you could play like maybe like units of these like little scorpion dudes running around. That'd be sweet.
Sure.
If he's a Malafine, like if he's because you saw he has the tail and he has like, and there's a Mechanendrite tentacles and he's got punchy hands. He's got a Bale Flamer, like an autocannon. He's got dude has a big sword. I can see this being kind of similar to a Malafine with tendrils, like a roughly 10 attacks in like different, but some of them are like strength 6, -2 damage. 3 of them are like double strength, -3 damage. And one of them is like, -3, 1 damage with a sword. I can see there being like all these attacks. He could be kind of a monster and kind of interesting with with a Bale Flamer too. You might be able to run a couple of these guys and have a lot of fucking fun with your Chaos Army.
There's different heads for the mount too.
They have guns. One of them looks like a Bale Flamer. One's like a syringe. I don't know what that does.
Yeah,
these are like a syringe, like a syringe, like stinger mouth. What about close combat?
Probably poison in close combat.
The
2 poison close combat.
Oh yeah, it could be definitely some poison thing. The Ridge Runner buggy from Gene Stealer Cult's on a 120 oval. The buggies from Speed Freaks are on 150 oval. So it could be a 120 oval. It could be about the size of the buggy. So I think it's bigger than a Dread Knight base.
I don't know. The Dread Knight's on the same base as a Wraith Knight, is on the same base as a Flyer.
But I mean, somebody in chat said
pretty big base.
Somebody in the chat called Slimix sized. I can see that because when we saw Slimix, we thought it was kind of big, but he was actually just very reasonably sized. Remember
that's on the same base as Baller Sirius.
Oh, he is.
This dude is bigger. This dude is bigger than Baller Sirius.
You have the size comparison here too, because I mean, there's a Marine riding it, right? So he's like a Primaris sized Marine, probably. Like he's bigger than just your base old school Marine.
No Space Marine is riding Baller Sirius call.
Mm-mm. You know what I mean? So this thing is bigger than a what's the Space Wolf unit? Thunderwolf?
Thundercav.
Yeah, it's bigger than a Thundercav because the Marine sitting on a Thundercav is like almost
a quarter.
It's a quarter of the Thunderwolf. This thing is bigger than a Thunderwolf, about probably twice the length, but not very much taller. It doesn't sit that much taller than like a rearing Thunderwolf.
Ooh, so what do you guys think? So under 10?
I think a flyer base or even a smaller base than that.
I'm thinking bigger than a flyer.
So
Smaller
we
than
can't
Titan.
agree on base size, but can we agree?
Final estimate for me will be toughness 6, 8 wounds. Base cost without upgrades, I'm gonna ring him in with this ability, 8 wounds. I'm gonna go 162 points.
I agree with that because I think, with his guns, he'll be right around 200. I completely agree with it. Someone in chat was talking about soul burners. Yeah, like I'm a big fan of soul burners on my decimators, for sure. And now we're talking about if I can get this guy on my list, he makes the cut instantly. We're talking about an average of 24 mortal wounds from just 3 decimators now. Like that's pretty good. Like 22, 24 mortal wounds. Yeah, because now you're talking about twos hitting twos, rolling ones. And then if you're shooting anything with a -1, you've completely offset that. Like, I love this. Like, this guy, I'm super stoked on this guy. And not to mention, as we all agree, one of the sickest models ever made.
Up, ladies and gentlemen, Ash. Gotta just stop what we're doing. 2 Vindicators and a Calixtus Assassin for Custodes? ?
Oh, we got a donation through on YouTube.
Ash.
Oh, do we?
Big shout
Yep.
out.
Yeah, there we go.
Ash Sunday. That's too many. Somebody's been asking about that in my chat. I'll entertain that. Sideboard. Don't waste points on running with 3 assassins.
All right. So, one of the reasons why everybody loves listening in is because we all don't agree with one another a lot of times. Depending on what your army is and what your meta is, I can absolutely see you run a full detachment of 3 assassins, but I will not double down. I won't double down on individual one. So I'll take a detachment that has 3. So it'll have a Vindicar, Evasaur, and a Calixtus. Got it. That's my staple 3. Then on top of that, I'm going to reserve 85 points to say at the beginning of every game, I'm going to have an additional assassin for who I want. Oh, I'm playing orcs. I'm going to bring another Evasaur. Those 2 fools, when they link up and their powers combine, they'll bang down with one of them swinging twice. They'll bang down. One of them will bang down about anywhere between 22 and 31 bodies, right? So when you throw that other one in, is those 2 can tag team 30 plus bodies for free without even thinking, right? I can also, and I've got I've actually got a video ready for this. Like, triple assassin is so much more powerful than people realize. The Vindicator is probably in every army. You could take a single shot, and for 2 CP, you can take an additional shot. Like, tell me every game that exists that you just don't want to shoot twice at a character, right? To make a game-changing swing. And the Calixtus. Most people in the armies in 40K have psychic abilities. If you don't, right, the Calixtus Assassin against everybody, either he's going to be good because you have Psychers, or the stratagem says everybody within inches of him swings last in combat. Got it. So for anybody who doesn't have Psychers, this stratagem that they have access to makes up for the differential for individuals who don't have Psychers. And then lastly, to make a case why a Calixtus should always be in a lot of Imperium lists is because what do you need to do in every game of 40K? You need to stand on an objective. He is the best objective holder in the history of ever. No one can engage him unless they're hitting on 6s, right? Unless you're Dark Reapers. But like this model is so powerful. So sometimes, I'm not going to say Ash at all times that yes, you do need to build 360 points of assassins in your army or 440 points of assassins in your army. But I could absolutely, if your area and your local meta deems it, right, I will absolutely build a list if I'm Imperium that has one of the 3 assassins.
No, you sold me. It's genius. It's actually super smart. As soon as you said it, I was like, it wasn't until you said also reinforcement points. I was like, oh, I see now. That's actually really.
Yep. So now I get to double down on one of the dudes that's going to win me the game.
No.
Right?
I'm with it. You convinced me completely. I completely could see the point. I'm with it. Makes a lot of sense. So Ash, yes, but take all three the same and then also sideboard.
Yep. Yeah, don't think about bringing 3 if you're not down to bring the extra 85, right? Like, because I think that's what helped put you over the top. Because you could take all 3, like one of each, one of the 3.
I love how we say all 3. We're not talking because we don't really the Calidus is the least, but
No, but simultaneously,
she's got play.
If I'm playing GSC, I think that my sideboard assassin is going to be the Calixus or the Culexus, whatever it's called, right?
Calidus.
Because the Calidus, because all of the stratagems that GSC wants to pull on me on turn 2 is now potentially going to cost them 3 or 4 extra CP through that
average
stint.
rolls, you bleed them out. You bleed them out.
So like I can make a case of why that's my 4th one instead of, because you don't need any more combat. You don't need any more sniper shooting. And 1 psychic denial is plenty.
Oh, sold me. So there you go. Got a impromptu tactics class about these new assassins. And a video gonna drop.
Church.
But so we talked about this guy. We talked about the long word doubles. Talked about peeing our pants. Rob, is there anything left?
It's just for Haspil to take us out.
Stop, sir. I beseech you. I apologize for calling your wife a bloated warthog, and I bid you good day.